Well, because there's no Baltic nation involved in this game, hardly a crowd here for what could be the most exciting game of the day. So much resting on it. Well, I'm Roy Birch, and with me is Flinder Boyd. Flinder and I have spent the whole morning trying to work out the mathematics of it. And how do you see it, Flinder?
Well, it's a little complicated. If Belgium wins, they're in. If Ukraine wins, they've got a very good chance to win, depending on the other games. Of course, if Belgium loses, mathematically they still have a very slim chance. Ukraine, if they lose, they're out. So everything riding on this game, and it's really incredible because 2 days ago when Belgium beat Lithuania, we thought they might be the best team in the group and actually finish on top. If they lose today, goodness, they could be out. And Ukraine, after day 3, it looked like they didn't even want to be in this tournament. Now they've got a chance to qualify and move on to Lille. So much has changed. What an incredible game it's going to be today.
You got to say, this is what makes basketball so exciting, the uncertainty of end result. Not just about the game, but the whole group stage here. Remember, 4 teams from Riga go to Lille to play 4 teams, the top 4 teams from Zagreb in Croatia. And I understand Greece are on the high at the moment there. Those are being introduced to the 2 teams here, Belgium and Ukraine. The big hand there belongs to 29-year-old Kirilo Vashenko. If he has a big game tonight, then Belgium will have problems. We understood it, well, we were told at the beginning of the week that he was not in particularly good shape. But I'll tell you what, yesterday that double-double of his was absolutely colossal. Well, as ever, we'll stand in respect of the 2 national anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Ukraine.
So as the 2 teams exchange mementos and pleasantries, takes my mind back a few days. I've just arrived here on my way back from China to London. I thought I'd stop over in Riga and see a couple of good games. Boy, yesterday was just amazing. When I was in China, I emailed Mark Clark to say to him, I hope you're not going to have any blowouts for me in Riga. And he said, well, actually, we've had a couple of big margins, out of 19-point margin, 16-point margin, that kind of thing. And I'll tell you what, yesterday was one of the most exhilarating days of basketball I've seen in many a year. We had a 2-pointer, a 1-pointer, and a 2-pointer. And all 3 games could have gone to, well, to overtime. As you see the three referees, we've got an Icelandic referee, Polish referee, and head referee, Mr. Milivojovcic from Serbia. And just talking about referees, I saw 3 games yesterday, and I saw another 3 the day before that, and the referees were absolutely awesome. It's such a tough job. And look at the Belgian lineup there. Matulowiecki had a quiet game yesterday, but what a game he had against Lithuania. There he is. Guard, or off guard. 20 points against Lithuania, including that magical tip-in, which the referee decided counted. And there's Kirilo Plashenko in the Ukraine lineup, number 8. A massive man. I just stood next to him before they started warming up, and he blocked the daylight out, I tell you.
Well, here you see the starting 5 for Ukraine. Jerome Randall had a great game in the 1-point win against Latvia. He ran the team well. He scored, but he got everybody involved. He got Plashenko the ball, and here you see the 2 key players for the game. Plashenko was fantastic in the last game, but 35 minutes played. Can he maintain that? Is he going to be exhausted? Matt Lojewski really struggled in the last game against the Czech Republic, 2-point loss. But against Lithuania, we saw what he could do. 20 points to tip in for the winner. He was all over the court. Every time Belgium needed a big shot, they got it from him. If he plays well, the Belgian team plays well. Here you see Pasenko talking to Coach Merzen. And I think one of the main differences for this game is going to be the depth. Belgium have a lot of depth. They've been able to rest their guys throughout this tournament. They have a defensive squad they can bring in off the bench, big, strong guys. But are they going to be able to compete with the interior presence of Ukraine? Shevchenko, Zaitsev, who played well towards the end of the game yesterday.
Yeah, talking about depth, I was very, very impressed with number 4 for Belgium, Lionel Bosco. He came on late in the game against the Czech Republic. Okay, they lost it, but he injected so much energy. And also, just look out for number 22, Kevin Tumba, because Jan Vesely will know all about Tumba, because the first 2 shots that Vesely took, Kevin Tumba not exactly rammed the ball down his throat, but blocked it very cleanly. Vesely had to do an awful lot of work to get back into the game. He did so eventually, and he was one of the match winners with a big double-double as well. But look out for Kevin Tumba and the energy of Lionel Bosco, probably late in the game.
And you know, we haven't even mentioned Stan Van Rossum from Belgium, averaging 13 points per game in this tournament. He's the guy when things break down for Belgium. Give him the ball, let him go to work. He can shoot it from anywhere on the floor. He can get to the hole. He's going to be the X factor in this game.
Quickest man in Riga, as far as basketball is concerned anyway. There he is on the left of your picture, Jerome Randall. He says he's 5'9", records say 5'8". Matulowiecki, winner of EuroLeague season before last with Olympiacos, and runner-up this season. The man mountain, Plashenko, Fez they call him.
You know, for Ukraine, we saw yesterday Alexander Lipovy, number 11. He plays small forward, had an excellent game, hit 2 big threes early on. He's the inside-outside guy that Ukraine really needs to step up to unlock the middle and give more space for Plashenko.
So here we go. There's Ukraine coming off a win yesterday against Belgium, coming off a loss. Straight away they go inside to the big man, and Lewicki the rebounder.
And immediately you see the game plan for Ukraine. Go right to the big guy, let him go to work one-on-one. Couldn't finish there, but you got to think we're going to see a lot of that today.
Van Rossum. Feet on the line, that's a 2. Axel Havel gets the scoreboard moving for Belgium.
That's the beauty of Hervel's game. He could score outside as well as inside. Create so much pressure for the defense because they've got to stay on him.
Randall with a shot clock on 4. And well, he went inside, just about beat the shot clock, but Tumba was there to block the shot.
That was a globetrotter move. You don't see that in everyday basketball. That was fantastic. On the ground, spin move. Still got the shot off.
Van Rossum, not this time.
But that's the guy you got to be careful of if you're Ukraine, because he's going to be able to score at the end of the shot clock after you've played great defense.
Well, the first foul of the game is against Hervel.
Hervel really has to stay out of foul trouble today. He's going to have to match up at times against Vashenko when Tumba comes out of the game. He has to be on the court to unlock this Ukrainian defense.
Hervel's had a tough tournament. The other day he had to mark a certain Jonas Valanciunas. And today he's got the arduous task of trying to stop Vashenko. Big, tall man, very athletic Hervel, but he's not the heaviest man in the world.
Ukraine is going to pound the ball inside over and over and over. They think they have a huge mismatch in height and size. And one of the guys that's going to have to play well is this guy, Ihor Zaitsev, who struggled a lot in the first 2 games. You know, when Ukraine was struggling, he really struggled. He stepped it up yesterday in the big victory against Latvia.
So it's tied at 2s. There's some criticism against about Coach Murzin with his end-of-game tactics, but he had a great game yesterday in that win against Latvia. Had to contend with the crowd. And that shot was blocked. Good block shot there from Krutos.
And that was excellent defense. We saw in the second half yesterday, Krutos started, had 4 fouls in 4 minutes. That time much more disciplined against the big-time scorer, Lojeski.
He had hardly any court time until yesterday, Krutos. Vashenko inside, well, it makes it look easy.
And how do you stop that? He's going against the best interior defender for Belgium, Tumba. Really nothing Tumba could do. He just backed him in, right hand, shot right off the glass, easy 2 points.
Hervel again into Tumba. That's a foul. It's a 3-shot foul, I think. So Axel Hervel committing 1 foul, and then he is fouled himself.
Again, this is what Axel Hervel gives you on the court because he can shoot it so well from outside with a quick release. Big guys have to respect it, which is going to create a lot of space on for the drives and the post-up for Belgium as this game goes along. Of course, Hervel drafted in 2005 into the NBA. First Belgian player ever drafted.
Over 120 caps for Belgium. Won the Euro Cup with Real Madrid a few years ago. 2 from 3 to keep the scores tied. He was one of the the whole group of Real Madrid players who went to Bilbao all at the same time. I think 3 of them went at the same time. Real Madrid possibly thought them as, well, access to requirements.
Second personal foul. In Belgium, 13 fouls.
Now Belgium already on 3 fouls. And just about 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Randall into Vashenko. On the turnaround, left hand, right hand, you name it, he can shoot with it.
And that's gorgeous, and you see the beautiful footwork. He's like Baryshnikov in basketball shorts. He can turn left, turn right, spin move for a guy his size. He does so well underneath the basket. At some point, Belgium, they're either gonna have to play a zone or they're gonna have to double team the post.
Oh, beautiful pass and the foul. It's a shooting foul again. Immediately acknowledged by Zaitsev.
Second personal foul.
So coming in for Ukraine is Maxim Kornienko, number 12.
Number 12, Maxim Kornienko.
We've said it throughout this tournament, sometimes the best defense is a good offense. There's no reason Belgium can't attack the big guys for Ukraine, try and get them in foul trouble, get them on the bench.
Kevin Tumba on the foul line for Belgium, yet to score. And he remedies that.
Kevin Tumba.
Tumba, young guy, only 23 years old. Belgium's really high on him as he develops his offensive game to go along with his strong post-defensive game.
Kornienko. Shevchenko bodying his man up, finding a three-point shooter who makes it. An assist there for Shevchenko.
And if Lipovi can get going, it's going to be so difficult to stop the inside and the outside for Belgium.
Van Rossum to Havel. Well, I thought that was the intimidation factor, but Van Rossum did well shooting over for Shevchenko.
Great shot, fading away at the end of the shot clock. And that's what he brings to this Belgium team. Somebody who can break down the defense when all the other options have expired.
Tumba's doing a great job in there against Shevchenko. And there he is rebounding as well. Bell again. And he too can use the left hand. A magical move to tie the scores again.
Great finish, and you're so worried about his outside shooting ability. A little up fake brings the defense towards him, and then he has the skill to finish at the hoop.
That's what I call the cat and mouse game. Kornienko goes inside.
Whoa!
And Tumba got a block on it. Now that came off a Belgian knee, the knee of Matt Lewiski.
Great move by Kornienko going to the hoop, just couldn't quite finish it, intimidated by the presence of Tumba, but Ukraine will have another shot. Here you see the move, Tumba comes over nicely to affect the shot, and be clearly out of bounds by Belgium.
Shevchenko had the ball there, and he was just stripped of it. And he, for the first time for Belgium tonight, is Maxime Dezou. Belgian player of the year last year.
I'm sure we'll talk about it throughout the game, but you wonder how tired is Shevchenko after the huge performance he put in yesterday.
Yeah, 35 minutes yesterday. Well, he received the alley-oop pass, but couldn't capitalize. It's Van Rossum. Lewiski yet to get into the game, really. Now, that is not a particularly good pass, and it's not a particularly good foul either. It's a really tough pass to get it in from point guard spot to the low post. They didn't have the angle, but I've got to say, Belgium got out of jail there.
Belgium have to look to get Lewiski involved much earlier in this game. He's not a guy who wants to go one-on-one and take a ton of dribbles. He's very efficient. He likes to come off screens. He likes to post up, but he needs to get involved.
I'm not sure he was that involved in their preparation games. Wow, look at the height on that jump shot and the rebound as well. Wow, what a rebound for Quinton Seren. Nobody could out-rebound Shevchenko there, though. Shevchenko made a great angle and then glared at the man who didn't give him the ball. Shevchenko now. Well, the shot clock went, and Axel Havel just making sure he hasn't got to visit the dentist.
And that's great team defense by Belgium. Havel putting his body on the line against Shevchenko. Probably not advised, but he does it anyway. Hey, you got to win this game to qualify. Put your body on the line, big man.
And I tell you what, his feet were just outside the no-charge circle then as well.
It's difficult. You think it's either going to be a block or a charge.
Yeah, he's definitely might have bitten his tongue there or bitten his lip. Pashenko comes out. So far, 4 points, 4 rebounds for the Ukrainians' big man. Quinton Seren, Van Rossum. That's a holding foul against Maxim Kuzovanov.
Here you see, it's a tough call down there. I mean, you've got to be able to battle a little bit. Referees have made it clear they're not going to put up with any holding down low. And that's been pretty consistent throughout this tournament.
You can ask nothing more of referees than to be consistent. Seren for 3. So Belgium going to the lead by 3.
And a complete defensive breakdown there by Ukraine. Looked like they wanted to go into a zone, but not everybody was on the same page. Left the shooter Seren wide open, and he knocked it out.
Remember the records of these two teams. 2-2 for Belgium, 1-3 for Ukraine. Ukraine hanging on in there. Oh, a huge 3 by Jerome Randall.
And that's what he gives you. He can break down a defense at the end of the shot clock. And you like the way he's playing so far. He's probing the defense early and then going to his game at the end of the shot clock.
So neither team yet to gain a decisive advantage. Seren inside for the reverse layup. He misses, but Bell got the rebound. And it's Belgian ball end line. Substitution Belgian. Jonathan Tabou coming in to replace Quinton Seren.
And Tabou, here you see the move baseline, but Seren almost a beautiful finish. Bell knocked out of his hands as he tries to go up. Tabou, he's a very quick player. He could probably almost match the quickness of Randall on one end. It'd be really interesting to see those two matched up against each other. Tabou had a huge game, 16 points in the upset win over Lithuania.
He's having a great tournament, considering he's been on the treatment table almost the entire season. Well, Ukraine just about get the rebound. Kustozvanov to Randall again. Shot clock is low. And that's another, well, this time it's a 2-pointer to go with a huge 3 hit a minute or so ago.
Belgium do like to switch a lot on the screens and the pick and rolls, but you can't have Ervel matched up against Randall. That's just too much of a mismatch. And Randall's going to take advantage of that every time.
An easy possession for Ukraine.
Feels like Ukraine is starting to get into the rhythm of this game, and it's their tempo right now. They're taking their time and getting whatever they want.
And they're doing the job without Pashenko. And that's a backcourt violation.
Just as we say that,
yeah,
unforced error.
So Leweski comes out for Belgium to be replaced by Wen Mukubu. Pierre-Antoine Gier in for the first time tonight, number 13 for Belgium.
And depth is going to be a big factor in this game. Remember, Belgium, they've got a long bench, and they play all their guys, and they're going to try and wear down Ukraine as this game goes. But you see Ukraine, they're playing at a very slow pace. It's their style right now.
Pashenko back in for Ukraine. Here they go on the break. Pashenko is trailing slowly. Well, he got there. Well, I was about to say that's unstoppable, but did a Belgian player get a block on that? And Rossum for 3. And the rebound is by Kornienko. Corner. It's a 3 for Ukraine through Maxim Kuzovanov.
And that's great offense. You get the ball inside, force the defense to collapse, and the beautiful pass outside. Postavinov with a great three-pointer. Ukraine up 5.
Shot clock on 5 again. Oh, that's a wonderful pass. Wow, what a pass. Okay, GA finished it off, but it was the pass that made it.
You love a big guy who can pass inside.
On the buzzer of the first quarter, Ukraine take a 5-point lead, 19-14. Remember what's at stake here. Ukraine lose, they don't go to Lille, so they'll be desperate, but then again, Belgium lose. It's by, well, hanging by a thread, we think.
Twitching on it, right? They send it random into that shot. The big guy stays in you. You read it.
Сильную сторону сразу меняйте с этой стороны. Отпускайте маленького.
There are the stats of the first quarter. Belgium shooting 3 from 5 from the line. Ukraine haven't missed yet. Rebounds, Ukraine winning that battle. They've turned the ball over twice compared to Belgium's 1.
And what jumps out at you is the three-point shooting of Ukraine. They've been very inconsistent in this tournament, but 3 for 3 so far. If they can shoot at a high percentage, that's going to open up everything on the inside. It's going to be a nightmare for Belgium to defend. There you see Hervel. He can shoot it outside. Coach Eddie Castel, he liked what he saw early on, but right now, he can't feel very good about the way Belgium is playing.
What I don't feel very good about as far as Belgium are concerned is where is Matt Leweski. No points, 1 rebound, his stats in 9 minutes. So he was on court for 90% of that first period and very unproductive indeed.
Well, I think here you see Randall going to work against Hervel. That's just a monumental mismatch. I think as far as Leweski is concerned, that comes down a little bit to coaching. You got to find a way to run him off of some screens, post him up, get him into the spots that he likes to become effective. He's not like Van Rossum. Van Rossum likes to pound the ball, likes to dribble a lot, and he can get his own offense.
So Ukraine won the opening tip, which means Belgium begin the second quarter in possession, trailing by 5. Taboo. Probably the second quickest guy on the court. Next to Randall. Well, Randall's actually on the bench on that will definitely help. That's Dezou nailing a 3 to take the score, take Belgium to within 2.
And that's great offense out of the between the first and second quarter. When you come out in the second quarter, you force Feshenko to run out at the shooter. He doesn't have the quick feet. Dezou is wide open, and he's a great shooter who knocks it out.
Well, Dezou scores a 3 and then picks up a foul because he has the monumental task of stopping the big guy, Feshenko.
And that's how you got to play against Feshenko. Make him move his feet, make him defend on the perimeter. He doesn't like to go out there. Put him in an uncomfortable spot.
And live ball, Ukraine. Postavinov at the point now. That's good defense from GA. Shot clock 4. Shot's going to come. It's be a long way out. And the rebound. And the recycle for Ukraine. Kornienko, that was a monumental rebound then. And there's a foul on the play. It's against Belgium.
And we're going to be watching this battle down low all game long. Belgium knows they have to rebound as a team. All 5 guys have to box out if they're going to keep Ukraine off the glass. That time Taboo with a little hold. And Ukraine will have it underneath the basket.
2 team fouls already and not a minute gone for Belgium. And the lane opened up and found Feshenko, got his own rebound, and then got 2, despite just using his considerable mass to make space for himself. He's got a bonus to come. 2 there.
Feshenko's had a lot of opportunities down there. Here you see him initially loses the ball, misses the layup, has another chance. Probably should have finished that as well. I think Belgium they probably think they're a little bit fortunate that Vashenko isn't at 8 or 10 points at this juncture.
Well, he hits the first foul shot. Belgium already on 3 team fouls. Just over a minute has gone in the second quarter. 2 from 2. Well, we saw Estonia struggle team fouls-wise yesterday against Lithuania. They picked up 5 fouls very, very early in the 4th period, and that really cost them. Could even have cost them the game. Belgium have a similar problem here. Kubu. Oh, nice spin move and the foul. The foul is Kornienko as Vashenko breathes a huge sigh of relief.
And Vizu has been a huge lift for this team. Remember, he hurt his shoulder. He didn't play against Lithuania, but he was the Defensive Player of the Year last year in the Euro Challenge. He just moved to Czech Republic this next year to play his club ball. But he can score outside, he can score inside. He does a lot of things for this team, and he has the muscle to battle down low against the big Ukrainian players.
Yeah, it's just time for the great Czech club Nymburk. He takes his team to within 3. Make that 2 even. And some court pressure from Belgium. Belgium trying to take advantage of the fact that Jerome Randall's on the bench for Ukraine. Vashenko. Shot clock on 5. And that is terrific rebounding from Kornienko and the 2 from Vashenko. That was all about the rebound for Maxim Kornienko.
Kornienko, here you see him so active, gets the ball, and then a great interior pass. You love a big guy who can pass it inside, and Vashenko finishes.
And the steal, 3-on-1 for Ukraine. Oh, that's great trailing play. Wonderful distribution, so unselfish.
Great pass. How did he see him? Eyes in the back of his head.
Well, there's not much noise in the crowd here. He may even have said, I'm trailing, by the way. Suddenly, Belgium have problems, trailing by 6. Havel for no points. And the rebound is by Lukashov. Remember, Ukraine fighting to keep their qualification hopes alive. Vashenko. And that's enough as far as Coach Casteels of Belgium is concerned. His team are trailing by 8. He's called timeout. Magical move again from Vashenko. Ukraine 27, Belgium 19. Day 5, Group D here at Eurobasket 15. The second chance points there. Ukraine are distinctly, murdering Belgium at the moment. Let's see what happens coming out of Eddie Casteel's first timeout. These are the highlights, but most of the highlights belonged to Ukraine, particularly at the start of this third period, the second period rather, with 7:11 to go. They've opened up an 8-point gap. Great hands. And just look at these fast breaks, so unselfish. Made it look easy.
You know, initially Ukraine showed a zone, now they're back in man-to-man.
Taboo. And the foul with 2 seconds on the shot clock by Ukraine.
You like the aggressivity of Lepovi, but he's got to be a little smarter defensively. Here you see it. He tries to jump the screen. What a good, strong screen by Dazou. And listen, if you're Belgium, you've got to attack Pashenko on the offensive end. Make him a defender. Run some pick and rolls where he has to try and hedge out.
Now, Matt Lewinsky, Belgium's naturalized player, back on court. Here he is. There's a lot resting on his shoulders. And the three for Belgium right on time. That's Pierre-Antoine Gier. That's how to come out of a timeout.
That is a huge, huge shot. Now Belgium has to get the stop on the other end.
Pashenko, Gier defending him, and the rebound to Boo. And the foul to stop the break. Smart foul, actually, by Denis Lukashov under the circumstances.
We saw yesterday Belgium, they played a zone defense very effectively against the Czech Republic, got themselves back into that ball game. You wonder at some point if they're going to play a zone defense here to try and slow down this Ukrainian attack.
Coming back in for Ukraine, Ihor Zaitsev, 13, replacing Maxim Kornienko. Like for like there for Belgium, and here's Jonathan Tabou. Lewinsky. No three this time for Dazou.
But that's good offense. Attack Pashenko, force him to run out at the shooter. Something he doesn't like doing at all.
And another rebound for Jonathan Tabou. Salumu. Lewinsky. And that's, well, I was about to use the word criminal. Stepping out of bounds there.
Coach Castells from the Belgium sideline is screaming, somebody shoot it. We've got three guys that were open.
And I think that somebody should be Matt Lewinsky. Do you know he's not looked at the hoop yet?
But it seems like he's completely lost his confidence. And they have to get him going. They have to find a way to get him involved in this game.
Lewinsky is playing a very similar game to when he plays at club level for Olympiacos. He's quite content to some of the Greek stars to get all the glory. And, I don't know too many pass first forwards. Pass first guards, yes. Randall back on for Ukraine. 3 on the shot clock. Inside, there's the buzzer. Unusually poor hands there from the big man, Pashenko. Perhaps it's just the speed of the pass.
Well, it's the right pass by Randall. Maybe not the perfect pass, but I think Pashenko's thinking he probably should have come up with that.
Jonathan Tabou from the arc. Well, the defense just sagged off him, and that is enough as far as Coach Rosin is concerned. He's called timeout.
And that's it. You attack the pick and roll to Pashenko's side, make him be a defender. He doesn't want to defend out there. You're going to have wide open threes all game long. And Tabou knocks it out. They've got to get him going as well. 27 points in his last 2 games.
Well, ideal situation there for Coach Castells. He called a timeout with his team trailing by 8. And since that timeout, they've reduced the arrears to 6. Ukraine didn't miss a 3-pointer in the first quarter. Belgium only shot 25%. Now they're shooting 60% in the second quarter. And just over halfway through this second quarter.
He pops, he's open, you read it.
Rebounds. That's very much down to Pashenko, though. 9-2 in favor of Ukraine.
And on the next one, on the ball reversal,
say that.
on the side with the
Remember
other
a great
corner.
rebound
He
by
was
Kornienko,
all
number
over.
12,
The next
which
one,
set up
you
Pashenko
ran
for an easy 2 inside with a lovely little pass.
Look at the shot that you had. All right? We stay a little bit
We've said it
longer in
before
the
and we'll say it again. Sometimes offense is the best defense. And Pashenko is going to be on the floor. Here you see him again trying to come out to a shooter. Attack his side on the pick and roll. Make him play on the perimeter.
Well, Belgium came out of their timeout and improved their lock considerably. Let's see if Ukraine can do the same. Here's Randall. Randall's hit one monster three. Dushenko's been mugged in there. His opponent says he's doing the mugging, ref.
But you often see if you keep working down there, keep fighting, eventually the refs start to let that go a little bit because they can't call every single push and nudge.
Tell that to Estonia. Well, turnover. That's a sloppy turnover by Ukraine. Almost a flying rebound there for Belgium. Here's Randall, pulls up for the jumper. Instant offense, Jerome Randall. 7 points now.
And that's so smart. He saw he had two offensive rebounders underneath the hoop. Why not pull up and go for it? If he misses, somebody will be there to clean it up.
Lewiski. Great hustle from Lewiski. Almost lost the ball and then slid on his knees and retrieved it. There's the shot clock buzzer. Good defense from Ukraine. So they have come out of the timeout and improved their luck considerably.
Lojeski just seems to be completely out of sorts, doesn't have his rhythm, doesn't have his confidence.
Van Rossum and Havel back in. Tabu and GA are out.
And Belgium keeps bringing guys off the bench. They have the depth to keep going at this Ukraine team.
Now that's a better angle to get the ball into Kushenko. But then that's good defense as well. Oh, eventually, well, it was good defense for about 3 seconds, and then the big guy throws it down.
And you see Pashenko working so hard, sealing, finally gets the ball and puts it in. What a tough assignment for Dazou.
So Belgium came out of a timeout, scored the next 6 points, and Ukraine have scored the next 4 coming out of their timeout. Now that's not called a foot violation. That is superb refereeing. I tell you, that hit a Belgian player's foot, and it wasn't a deliberate kick. It went back court, and Ukraine recognized that, and it's back to an 8-point game.
Just when you thought Belgium was back in this game, 2 unforced errors, and all of a sudden Ukraine back with an 8-point lead.
Lewiski goes for the reverse layup, complains to the official, no call, no foul either. Randall inside. Well, he's fouled. Would have been a lovely assist.
And Randall shaking his head a little bit. As soon as he felt the contact, he thinks he probably should have thrown it at the rim. He would have had himself 2 foul shots.
So we have another timeout, the second timeout in the second quarter, and still 2:46 to go before halftime, and Belgium struggling a little bit again, trailing by 8.
3. Okay? Double back pick. Run into that short corner. Read the shot. Go to work.
Look
on
at the
that foul
rebounding
trouble.
stats,
Don't forget
21 to
take it
10
the basket if it doesn't work.
in favor of
Open
Ukraine.
up.
Well, that
4
kind of
down.
statistic, they should be leading
One
by a
for
lot
him,
more than
one
8,
for
one would
him,
think.
And we go back to work on the big guy's defense. Ball screen.
You know, we hate to keep going back to Matt Lojeski. Here's the shooting percentage. Belgium not shooting it well so far. Lojeski 0 for 3 so far in this game. And he was a completely different player 2 games ago against Lithuania. Single-handedly, he kept Belgium in that game and then won the game. Belgium's a completely different team when he gets it going. You see Randall there, and then Pashenko. Those 2 have been as good as advertised so far.
Well, it's not always a story of contrasting naturalized players, but at the moment, we're talking about Lewiski on no points, and Ukraine's naturalized player Randall on 7 points, 3 assists as well. There's the man you're talking about on your screen on the foul line. The lightning quick Jerome Randall from the University of California originally.
And you like what he's done throughout this tournament. The first 3 games, he was essentially just a scorer. You're looking for his own and scored very well. Remember, he had 16 points in the first half against Estonia in that loss. But the last 2 games, he's running the offense. He's getting the right guys the ball. Fashenko
And
always
that's a 2.
there.
That is a 2. Wonderful little tip in there from Fashenko. That's a 3-point play.
I tell you, that'll make coaches crazy when your players don't box out in free throw situations.
Well, the official scorers put it down as 2 one-pointers. I wonder whether the referee will go across and have a look at that. Fashenko definitely got a fingertip on it. It was just outside the cylinder. Sam van Rossum. And at the moment, Belgium can't buy a score, but Lewiski gets the rebound. Oh, what was that, Matt Lewiski? I don't believe what I've just seen. What was he trying to do then?
Well, I think he thought the shot clock was running down, but it wasn't. It hit the rim.
And Havel picks up the foul. Axel Havel, that's his 2nd foul.
What that last defensive series, incredible defense by Ukraine. They're all over the place. They're running at the shooters. They're playing like they know what's at stake. Belgium, on the other hand, is not. Here you see the foul down low, which sends Zaitsev to the line.
Well, Belgium been in the penalty for some time. Just over 2 minutes to go in the first half. Linda, I would love to see a replay of that foul shot situation about 30 seconds ago, because Fashenko definitely tipped it. But whether it was already going in, it was inside the cylinder or not, that's a very close score. I'll tell you what, if Ukraine loses this by 1, tip made. Well, their play-by-play says tip made, but only 2 points definitely didn't go up on the main scoreboard here in the Riga Arena. It's a 12-point lead now for Ukraine. We've seen some comebacks this week. Are we going to see another one? If you're a Belgian fan, you've got to hope so. Fashenko, defended by Havel. Havel's got to be careful. He's on 2 fouls. Well, magical move there from Fashenko.
Well, interesting. Probably should have been a foul, the initial shot. If it wasn't a foul, probably should have been a travel.
Yeah, I thought that. You can't pass to yourself in this game.
The referee just decided to call nothing. Fashenko again with the 2 points.
This is good passing from Belgium, but they don't get anything for it. And that is Belgian possession with 3 on the shot clock.
And Fashenko playing big minutes and playing a big role in this game. We knew he had to be big for Ukraine. Belgium doing a good job. They're getting open shots. They're attacking the rim. They're doing the right things.
Fashenko looked to be heaving a little bit. He's come out. He made eye contact with the coach and nodded and said, "Here, take me out." 3 seconds on the shot clock. It goes up and in. What a shot from Pierre-Antoine Guillet.
That was huge. You can't go into the locker room down 15-16 and think you're going to come back against the Ukrainian team. Well, that was massive.
Well into the last minute of the second period. And the rebound. Havel and the assist. Lewiski gets his game going.
That's what you do if you're a scorer. You find a way to get easy baskets. He leaped out, got the easy dunk. Can he get going now? Belgium needs him. Good no call by the referee there. Hervel, presence of mind to find the streaking Matt Lewiski.
Is that the dunk that is going to spark Lewiski's game? His team are trailing 30-39 with 37.5 seconds remaining in the first half. Timeout Ukraine. Now, one of the significant situations there was with 3 seconds on the shot clock. Kirilo Fashenko looked at the coach, nodded and said, "Take me out." He was absolutely shattered, looking for an extended break at the end of the first half, and of course the 15 minutes of half-time. Will Ukraine live to regret that?
Well, I think it's one of those situations you've got to keep him on the court as long as possible. But if he needs a break, you got to give the big guy a break, because when you get tired, you start fouling, you get yourself in the foul trouble. He's done great so far, 0 fouls.
And before half-time, he's done a double-double of 16 and 10 in 17 minutes. No fouls as well.
But, essentially watching him play, there you see the no call. Probably should have been a travel or should have been a foul. And then the huge shot by Gillet. But speaking of Fashenko, he's kind of the key man in this game. He really doesn't play defense at all. He's not guarding anybody on the perimeter. Belgium just hasn't attacked him as much as they should have.
Randall with 35 seconds left in the first half. His team leading by 9. And the rebound, here go Belgium. We have a 2-on-1, now that's been called unsportsmanlike. It was a breakaway foul.
I think it's unsportsmanlike and an and one. Let's see here what the referee says.
Yep.
Count the basket. Oh my goodness, what a turn of events.
So 2 points, possible one to come, and possession, and still 23 seconds left.
Incredible. And Lepovi, what is he doing in that situation? He wasn't sure whether he wanted to foul. As soon as he stuck his arm out, he realized, I should not be doing that. Coach Merzen can't be happy with that.
Well, from trailing by 9, now it's, by 12, Belgium. Now it's 7, it may be 6, and they still have possession.
No, remember, this is a 14-point game just a minute ago.
Quentin Surin misses the bonus. And now Belgium in possession, and a crucial play here. The shot clock has been turned off at the end of the first half. Van Rossum
And this
waiting for the last shot of the half.
This is worth more than 2 points. This is a momentum possession as we head into the locker room.
7 seconds. Van Rossum pulls up and hits it, a 3. That's massive.
And that's big time. And there you see the long shot, and there's big time. There you see he attacked Mashenko's side on the pick and roll. Mashenko didn't want to come out. He could line up the three-pointer. Huge, huge, huge turnaround 10-0 run for Belgium.
Just look at the reaction of the players going off the floor. Belgium ran into the locker room with clenched fists in the air. And 1 or 2 of the Ukraine players just looking rather dumbfounded. Not the case of Mashenko and Randall, though, but the other players, a couple of players shaking their heads there. 5 from 8 from the line for Belgium, 6 from 8 for Ukraine. And the rebounds, well, that's huge discrepancy there, 24 to 14. But I say again, it's only a 4-point game. Come up with the leading scorers now. Mashenko inevitably, that's a massive double-double, 16 and 10. Pierre-Antoine Gier, number 13 for Belgium. He's their leading scorer on 8 points. It's 1 steal for Ukraine. Well, didn't Belgium get a couple of steals at the end there?
Well, no, one was offensive rebound tip out, but here you see Van Rossum. He's been big in this game. He creates a lot. He's very active, and he's finding open shooters.
Axel Havel, 6 points. That was a long 2, though. Just towed the line. That's the first offense there for Belgium. Well, Jerome Randall there, wheeling and dealing inside. And this man is the difference, really. A huge figure of Kirilo Mashenko, 16 points, 10 rebounds. And it's only half-time. So, the half-time score, Ukraine 39, Belgium 35. In a game that if Belgium win, they qualify for Lille. Ukraine win, they're in a good position, but they have to wait for the result of the second game tonight. In that second game, Latvia against Estonia. All to be decided here at the Riga Arena. Eurobasket 2015, we're at half-time in the first game of day 5, and Ukraine lead Belgium by 4.
Dennis with the shot. To the ball for Central. Timeout for Team Belgium.
начнем 0. Помним 0, 2-0. 0 in offense.
Welcome back
About
to
difference,
Riga.
remember what we
We're almost
play.
at the end of the halftime interval. Day 5 in Group D. It is Ukraine 39, Belgium 35. Both teams needing to win to maintain their challenge of qualification to the second stage of Eurobasket, which begins on Saturday and Sunday in Lille in France. Well, Ukraine probably left a little reeling, a little stunned at the end of that first half. They led by 14 at one stage, and then a great comeback by Belgium. And Belgium now drift by a mere 4 points. What a turnaround it was in the last minute of that first half.
Incredible, a 10-0 run in the last minute and a half for Belgium. Just when you thought they couldn't get anything going and they were dead in the water, it started with a huge three-pointer by Gillet with a man in his face. He's been big in this game, 8 points. But then, of course, they played defense. They boxed out things they hadn't done well in the first half, which led to a fast break for Lejeski, and then the crazy foul by Lepovi, which led to an and one, plus the ball. And Belgium, they find themselves very much in the game right now.
Just to remind our viewers what the situation is here. If Belgium lose, then they're as good as gone. If Ukraine lose, they are gone. But if Belgium win, they're through. If Ukraine win, they have to wait for the result of the second game tonight, Latvia against Estonia. But their chances would be considerably boosted if they win here. So Ukraine will begin the second half in possession, leading by 4. But they know the game is not done yet. There are some fans from each country here. The Belgian Lions, they call them. And it's Ukraine who begin the second half, leading by 4.
And if you're Ukraine, you just stick with your game plan. Pound it inside, get it to Fashenko, and run your offense through him.
Axel Havel knocked the ball out of bounds. And Pablo Krutos in again, starting the second half just as he started the first half. Now that's good team rebounding by Belgium. They had 3 players surrounding the bear that is Fashenko.
Good team rebound, but also good defense. They got 2 guys down there to surround Fashenko, make it harder. Often they were too content to let him play one-on-one in the first half.
Havel. Seron, shot clock 5. Seron goes inside into the corner, from the corner again, and the rebound, Axel Havel.
Great rebound.
Gotta be careful of that screen though.
Here's the mismatch.
4 seconds on the shot clock. Oh, well, Fashenko there, he just let his man go past him, so I'm not gonna foul him. I hope there's help behind me, and there wasn't.
And it's just a huge mismatch. That's what Belgium has to do. Isolate Fashenko on the perimeter, either with their bigs or through a mismatch guard against Fashenko.
Well, Fashenko has the perfect response. An emphatic slam.
And it's amazing how important Fashenko is in this game as you see him with the dunk. On one end, Belgium, they want to attack him. On the other end, Ukraine, they want to utilize him on almost every trip down.
Havel, but no points. And the rescue is unsuccessful. It's thrown into the hands of Jerome Randall. So no damage done as far as Belgium are concerned, really. It's still a 4-point game. And that's very clumsy inside. And Fashenko is just fending his man off. Leweski, nice trailing play. It's a 2-point game. Great assist there. And it's Quentin Seron running the length of the court to receive that pass from Leweski.
And Belgium would love to get out and run a little bit more. They think they have an athletic advantage. They do have an athletic advantage. Look to see them do a lot more of that in the second half.
Randall inside, off the glass, no good. Rebound, if you can call a rebound that drops conveniently into your hands. Didn't give it that name, it was Havel. Stan Van Rossum from way outside the arc. And the rebound drops conveniently into the hand of a Ukrainian. Now, no backcourt there.
It looked like Cerrone was trying to foul, and he couldn't get the foul call.
And he goes to Fashenko. That's another great pass from Fashenko.
And credit the other players of Ukraine around Fashenko for knowing the game plan and sticking to it every time. Get it into Fashenko, let him create from the post. He's going to get guys open shots or he's going to score.
Lewinsky declines the shot again. This time goes inside. Shot clock on 2, he's got to fire it up. Did he clip the rim? Well, Ukraine are looking at the officials and the table. It just clipped the rim.
But great job by Van Rossum, so active. He got the offensive rebound, had the presence of mind to flip it to Havel, who knocked out the little 10-footer.
Randall into the corner. And screwed us again in the corner. And there's a foul, and the and 1. Ukrainian fans celebrate.
Great move by Lepovi. He's got to step up in this game. He's got the ability to create from the wing, which nobody else on this team can do. Tough call against Lejeski. I didn't see a foul there.
I didn't see one either, but it's down as his first.
You know, in this game, it's almost like a middleweight fight. There's not two sluggers slugging it out. Ukraine is very much going to slow it down, run their offense, take their time. Belgium, they want to get out and run. They want their scores to get a lot of shots up. Both teams know what the other team wants to do. It's exciting to watch.
There's no three-point play for Belgium, but they lead by 6. Havel sets the pick. Van Rossum inside. He's fouled. Is that Fashenko? I think it is. That's his first. 18 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 foul on the big guy.
And Van Rossum has the quickness to do that essentially every time on the pick and roll. Attack the big man, try and get to the hoop and create for other guys.
Van Rossum, nice pass, and the foul, and, well, Havel will go to the foul line. Lipovi is foul. Fashenko is signaling to the bench. I think this time he said, I'm okay to stay in.
And great play by Van Rossum. He attacks the pick and roll, takes his time, comes off right into the heart of the defense, finds Havel, who has the body control to avoid the charge and get himself to the line.
So the first is good for Axel Havel. And this to reduce it to 4, which is where we were at halftime. 2 from 2. For this great statesman of Belgian basketball, Axel Havel. Now that is an offensive foul. Well, the defender planted his feet way outside the no-charge circle. And the 2 has been waived.
Kuzmanoff, he saw the defender there and essentially barreled right into him. And Belgium, that's what they want to do. Here you see the charge, clear charge, easy call. Belgium, they want to get Ukraine out of their comfort zone. They want to speed up the game a little bit, press it, force them to try and attack the rim in transition, which is not the game plan at all.
And that's an offensive foul the other way. And smiling, Randall banged his head on the floor as he took the charge. Well, it wasn't a charge, it was an illegal screen. He moved about a meter, much to the annoyance of Eddie Casteels, coach of Belgium. It's still it's a 2-point game. Ukraine, remember they led by 14 at one stage late in the first half. As Lipovi comes out.
And as a former point guard myself, I don't think I can praise Randall enough in this game. He's running the team perfectly, making sure guys are in the right spot, making sure the ball goes to the right place every time, and waiting for the game to develop before he can start to attack and score his points. At some point, he's going to call his number, and he's going to get his points. He's just waiting for everything to develop and happen.
So Belgium have taken Matt Leweski out and they've replaced him with Jonathan Tabou. Here's Randall. Randall defended by Havel. Oh, that's good defense from Belgium. They denied the pass into Fishenko. Van Rossum inside to tie the scores at 45s. So quick, Sam Van Rossum.
So quick, and he's found his niche in this game. When he gets himself isolated against the big man, he can attack the rim every time.
Again, good defense. They had 3 men surrounding him, Fishenko. And it looked an easier job to dunk it. Havel sets a pick. He's got to be very careful on those moving screens. And Belgium will go to the foul line. There's the man who was fouled. Possibly got a finger in his eye as well. That's Quinton Seron.
And credit Van Rossum again, attacking the hole hard, off the pick and roll. He knows Fishenko doesn't want to step out and stop him, and the great dump off to Seron.
Fishenko picked up his 2nd foul there, and the first timeout of the 2nd half is called by Ukraine. It's tied at 45s. France, Germany, Croatia, and Latvia are hosting the first phase of Eurobasket 2015. Absolutely scintillating entertainment all over Europe. And that is the case here in Latvia. We had an absolute classic day yesterday. A 2-pointer, a 1-pointer, and a 2-pointer, and we've got a tied game here. First game of day 5. Belgium 45, Ukraine 45, and Belgium will come out of the timeout and go to the foul line for their first lead since the opening 3 minutes. Fishenko there just picked up his 2nd foul. Actually, it's gone down as, but it's still a 1 against his name. Who got that foul? Was it Kornienko? Oh, whatever it is, Quinton Seron on the foul line for Belgium. This for the lead. Let's go the Lions of Belgium. That's what the poster said. Rather anxious looking Jerome Randall there, but there's a long, long time to go. 2 from 2 for Seron. Belgium by 2.
And here you see Belgium back in the trap. They want to speed this game up a little bit. And now they settle back into a man-to-man.
Randall declining the screen. Shot clock 4, indecision by Ukraine. Shot clock 1, there it is. And it didn't hit the rim, that's a shot clock violation. Wonderful defense again by Belgium.
And time again, we've seen Eddie Castell's Belgium team out of a timeout. They're organized, all the guys are on the same page. They're a great defensive stand, and now they've got a chance to push the lead to 4 or even 5 points.
Here's Van Rossum, defended by Michela, Alexander Michela. Seron's having a good game on 9 points and 5 rebounds. Yeah, he goes inside, misses, and Axel Havel got 2 hands on the rebound, but couldn't keep hold of it.
Gillet's got to be frustrated with that. Took the ball so hard to the rim. All he had to do was finish. Sometimes that's the hardest part of the play.
Again, Belgium pushing up the floor on defense. And then coming back in their man-to-man.
Great pass.
And what a rebound by Jonathan Tabou against a man probably twice his size. And the 3, Belgium lead by 5. GA buries a three from way outside the arc.
And you see the difference. All 5 guys rebounding as a team. Taboo with the great rebound ended up with a three-pointer on the other end.
And the foul, that's a good foul under the circumstances, because you've got to say Vashenko was almost certain to score. So Quinton Ferrand said, no way.
And it's been a 25-6 run for Belgium since the last minute and a half of the second quarter. And you got to wonder if Ukraine is starting to wear down. They don't have the depth of Belgium. Vashenko put in a huge shift last game, 35 minutes.
Smiling, Axel Havel comes out to be replaced by Maxime Dezou. And that's an offensive foul. Well, to get free, Maxim Fuzovanov just elbowed his man. There he is. Well,
Didn't have too much argument with that one, can you?
let's say arms into Twingle there. Into Tangle drop. Jonathan Tabou to inbound to Sam van Rossum with his team leading by 5. Ukraine have gone flat. Van Rossum. Inside, Van Rossum off the glass. It rolls around and drops in. It's a 7-point Belgian lead.
Tough.
But they need to win to progress.
Tough finish by Van Rossum. He's been fantastic in this third quarter, attacking the rim time and time again.
Randall not resting on his shoulders now. Pulls up for the jumper. And that's the first score for Ukraine for a long time. And they went to their naturalized player, who moves on to 9 points.
And this has to be Jerome Randall time. He has the ability to create one-on-one when things start to break down for the other guys. When Vashenko gets tired, he's got to start to take over. Remember, he was the Pac-10 Player of the Year. He's been a great player in Europe, now applies his trade in the Ukraine, like all the players on the Ukrainian team.
Vashenko coming out for Ukraine with 2.5 minutes to go in the third. He's only scored 2 points in this half so far, this third quarter, after getting 16 points and 10 rebounds in the first half. Belgium have done a good job denying him the ball inside. Here's Van Rossum. GA for 2. The lead back to 7. It's been all Belgium this third period. Third period plus the last minute of the second. Randall. It's a hesitant Ukraine shooting from way outside the arc. That is a monster 3. That's got good 2 meters behind the arc.
Well, monster not just because of the distance, but because Ukraine really needed a score in that situation. Can Belgium answer?
Can Belgium answer? They, well, almost. It rattled the rim, but bounced out. So Belgium still by 4. Here's Randall. That's an offensive foul, illegal use of the elbows. Doesn't matter whether the player's in that no-charge circle or not. You can't just throw your elbows.
Zaitsev looking around saying, is that on me? Well, yeah, here you see the play. Elbows up, right into the face of Dezou. Right call, offensive foul.
Dezou shaking his head and wondering what hit him there.
Dezou was one tough hombre. We've seen him put his body and his face in danger over and over again. Hurt his shoulder in the second game, missed the game against Lithuania, but still unafraid to battle down low.
And Lewiski back in for Belgium. There is going to the hoop, finding a man who scores. That's a great assist from Lewiski, and it's Dezou. But foul at one end and scored at the other.
Well, Lewiski's not scoring, but he's doing other things to help the team win. Great pass there for the layup.
Last minute of the third period. That's a nice pass inside, and the foul. Jonathan Tabou, you got to say, that's probably a good foul. Denying what looked like an easy layup. So Ukraine on the foul line, trailing by 6.
Here you see the play. Good pass over the top from Mashula. Tabou can do little else but foul.
53.3 seconds remaining in the third.
Belgium's really begun to get themselves into this game. you thought it was only a matter of time with their depth. Their main guys have got a lot of rest, and now, you know, these last 53 seconds, as you say, really important for the momentum going into the fourth quarter.
2 from 2. And the score in this third period, 21-13 in favor of Belgium. And they lead by 4. Guillet to Tabou. Lewiski. Oh, nice fake. Seron. Tabou. And the rebound and the recycle. What a hustle. What a fabulous hustle from Belgium. And they get the rebound. And they're on the foul line. What a sequence of play there. Oh, they were chasing the ball. They had no chance of getting it. They said, well, we're going to get it anyway.
Wow, complete chaos on the floor. You won't see that in top plays of the day. But Belgium keeps hustling. Eventually, Tabou comes up with it and draws the foul. But Ukraine's got to be kicking themselves. So many opportunities to grab the ball. They just couldn't do it.
There must have been 4 or 5 opportunities. The ball was very near to going out of bounds or even backcourt. And Belgium just wouldn't quit. And Tabou hits the first. 15.5 seconds remaining in the third, and Belgium, having trailed at one stage by 14, now lead by 5. They get 7. What a tip in. The Belgian fans celebrating. 52 plays 59. 10 seconds left, third period. It's got to go up, and does so. No, it's on the floor, the foul. 3.3 seconds remaining in the third. And it's a 2-shot foul. Belgium have been in the penalty for half a minute or so.
And here's a good, strong move by Kornienko. And you hate to criticize coaches. You know, we're out here. It's easy to criticize as a commentator, but Coach Merzen, you got 1 offensive possession left. Why not put your best offensive players in the game for the 1 possession? Why not put Jerome Randall in there or Fashenko for the last 14 seconds of the third quarter?
2 from 2. Kornienko on the foul line, he hit them both, and Tabou fires up the long shot, which is well short with the man in his face. So the third period ends with Ukraine on 54, Belgium on 59. They turn this game around. Belgium won that third period 24-15, having trailed by 4 at half-time, and just before half-time they were trailing by 14. So their confirmation of the score, and they're the stats. Pretty even on the foul lines percentage-wise. Rebounds, well, that's a lot closer than it was. At one stage, Ukraine absolutely ruling the backboards. But look at that, 3 blocks by Belgium. Score 59-54, Belgium leading by 5 in a game they have to win to progress. Ukraine, if they lose this, it's goodbye to Eurobasket 2015 for the Ukrainians. Watching highlights of the third period, and what a turnaround. Masterminded by Eddie Casteels, the 55-year-old coach of Belgium. I don't know what Jacques Stas is grimacing about there. He'd be a very happy man indeed, particularly as Van Rossum there just blitzed past Kirilo Fashenko.
Van Rossum, he was a man amongst boys in that third quarter, attacking the rim over and over again, creating so many problems for the Ukrainian defense.
Again, watching highlights of the third period. Randall pulls up for the jumper. He's on 9 points to go with the 18 by Fashenko. The other leading scorer for Ukraine is Alexander Lipovy on 10 points. Leading scorer for Belgium is Pierre-Antoine Guillet on 13 points. Not far behind, Sam Van Rossum on 11, Axel Hervel on 10, and big game from Maxime Dazou on 9 points. But it's not done yet. Remember, the winning team, if it's Belgium, they go through. If if it's Ukraine, they're not definitely through, they have to wait. But if Ukraine lose, they're out. I'm told there is a very small possibility if Belgium lose, they could progress. It has to be a 1 in a million, I think, and Belgium have just increased the lead to 7.
And Ukraine going for broke here. They've got 4 of their 5 starters in the game. They're not going to wait and be down 8 or 9 points.
Pashenko inside on the turnaround. And that's a huge rebound there for Zaitsev. Kornienko. Randall with 3 on the shot clock, pulls up from downtown. And the rebound drops conveniently into the hands of the Zoo.
Belgium has rebounded so well here in the second half. Ukraine had 11 offensive rebounds at halftime, only 13 right now. Rebounding as a team, all 5 guys together.
Jonathan Tabou comes off the Zoo's pick. Oh, that's a 3-pointer from Jonathan Tabou. Cometh the hour, cometh Jonathan. 10-point lead suddenly. What a turnaround for Belgium. You see, dead and buried when they trail by 14 in the first.
You see Belgium, they're attacking Pashenko nearly every time down the court when he's on the floor.
Pashenko, a long way from the hoop as far as he's concerned. He's surrounded. Great hustle. Leweski comes up with the loose ball. It's all Belgium at the moment.
And Pashenko looks exhausted, not moving with the same authority as he was in the first half.
Again, unselfish play from Leweski. Here he is. Leweski for 3. Timeout, Ukraine. It's a 13-point lead for Belgium. Ukraine have massive problems. That's why coach Murzin has called timeout. 67 plays 54.
Пытаемся нападением, играем в защите. Пик-н-ролл, если смена произошла, мы говорим, отвечаем за бросок. Пусть обыгрывает.
Well, not the best body language I've seen on a team there, Ukraine. And a very angry Eugene Murzin. Demanding they play a pick and roll offense as many times as possible, I would suggest.
You know, it's not too late here for Ukraine, but they've got to stop this. They can't let guys line it up from outside. They've got to get some stops, rebound, and they have the ability to score. They showed that in the first half. Belgium, they're just starting to really find their rhythm.
Leweski comes up, and his team need him. 5 points to Leweski. And when Belgium came out of that timeout, the expressions on their faces look grim determination. We're going to do this, they were saying. Well, they've got 8 minutes. Kostozvanov to Randall. That's great pass and great offense as well. There's the pick and roll that Coach Murzin was demanding.
Well, that's a beautiful looking set. You get the ball from one side to the other, run Randall off a flare screen, and then pick and roll right away with no help side defense. That's gorgeous.
Tabou comes off Havel's pick. And Havel gets the rebound and tips it to Jonathan Tabou, a new 14 for Belgium. Havel again. Oh, big 3. My mistake, it's Matt Leweski. 2 threes in a row for the naturalized Belgian. 8 points now to Leweski.
And he showed up right on time, right when his team needs him. 2 big 3-pointers in a row.
Biggest lead of the game for Belgium, and they get the loose ball as well, and there's a foul to stop the break. Well, Belgium had 3 on 0 then, I think, on the break, and that had to be a good foul by Ukraine.
And Randall's looking at the referee saying, I got my feet undercut. That should have been a foul, shooting 3 shots. He's still looking at the referee.
Quinton Seren coming out for Belgium. Igor Zaitsev replacing Kirilo Flashenko for Ukraine. Can't see him being on the bench for more than a minute or so, though. The big guy, they need him, Ukraine.
Well, they need him offensively, but defensively he's becoming a liability in this game. And I think Ukraine, they're going to scrap the game plan for right now and push the tempo a little bit and see if they can make something happen.
Still a long, long time to go. Lewiski, great pass from Lewiski. And the rebound is Zaitsev. There's Randall. Oh,
wow.
Randall is stripped. Uh-oh. No, that wasn't an attempted alley-oop. Belgium now looking to make Ukraine sweat. Now, is that Flashenko or is that Lewiski, the foul? I think it's Lewiski. Again, feeling the wrong end of Flashenko's elbow in his teeth. Yeah, Antoine Guillet back in for Belgium. Certainly has 13 points, 2 rebounds. Zaitsev. And Ukraine have taken Randall out. Oh, that's great scrapping, but a new 14 for Ukraine. Under 6 minutes to go. That's got to go in, and does so. 59 plays 70. Good offense there from Ukraine, and Zaitsev buries the 3. Taboo. Havel, Lewiski, almost stepped out of bounds there. Shot clock on 1, and it doesn't go in. The rebound is Ukraine's anyway. Here go Ukraine on the break. That's a nice pass, and the foul. And that is Belgium's 2nd foul in this 4th period with 5:13 remaining. Timeout Belgium. Eddie Castilles just wants to remind his players that the job's not done yet. His team are leading by 11 with 5:13 to go in the 4th period.
Let's go. Hey, G. We need some execution now. Don't forget, they never ever give up, but they play 2-3 hours later than us. And in this tournament, it's a lot. Don't step away from the contact. Yeah, that's it.
That is a very, very significant statistic there. 8 points from the Ukrainian bench, 31 points from Belgium's bench. Great camera work there. The frustration on the face of Kirilo Flashenko. They came out of the last timeout called by Ukraine and played that pick and roll offense to perfection. But then sadly for Ukraine, Matt Lewiski hit his first 3 of the game straight after that. And they miss them both. And that's Belgium. While it's Ukraine possession. 1 or 2 of the Ukrainian fans offering their assistance to coach Eugene Murazin. Shot clock single figures. And the rebound, new 14 for Ukraine. That's a great pass and the great cut. And I'll say a great rebound as well. It's back to 9 now. Well, I was once told most rebounds, most missed shots go long, and Kornienko came from a long way out there, weak side, to grab that rebound. Jonathan Tabou pulls up and makes the margin 11 again. Jonathan Tabou moves on to 9 points. He's also well, that's a stat that said things about the Belgian bench scoring 31 points. Remember, Tabou came off the bench for 9 points and 8 rebounds. And that's a good three-pointer for Ukraine. They're not dead yet. And that's Alexander Mishula. Yeah, that was given as a long two. Towed the line. And then Kornienko picks up the foul. Tabou with 10 on the shot clock. Almost lost it and regained it. And the rebound is by Mishula. Remember, Coach Casillas has had one quick timeout just to stop any momentum Ukraine were gaining. That's good passing, interior passing, and 2. 65 plays 72, it's back to 7. Remember, it was 14. Worrying times for Belgium. There's a foul, and well, that's only the 3rd team foul against Ukraine. Sam van Rossum consults Coach Casillas. Lukashov back in for Ukraine. Ukraine have got themselves back into this game in the absence of Fushenko and Randall. Their bench doing a great job. Van Rossum into the corner, Havel. Excellent ball movement from Belgium, and they needed those two. That was all about ball movement. And Quinton Serron, so courageous going to the hoop. Mishula for 3. This is boiling up to be a great finish. Van Rossum, defended by Mishula. Tabou coming off Havel's pick. Tabou inside, steps inside. Havel can't get the rebound, and he fouls. Now, it wasn't a breakaway foul. And it's not a shooting foul either. So each team is now on 3 fouls. If it ain't broke. 6-point lead for Belgium, having been ahead by 14 at one stage. You've got to say, the benches of both teams have been wonderful. The no-look pass into the corner. This is a very confident Ukraine now. Guillet on defense. And that's in, it's tipped in, it's a 4-point game now. Wonderful play by Kornienko. Jonathan Tabou worrying signs for Belgium. No pass in there to Havel. Lewiski sets the screen. It's blocked and it's in. Oh, Sam van Rossum moves on to 13 points and lead back to 6. 100 seconds remaining, and the rebound, Tabou, he taps it to Havel. Presence of mind from Tabou there. 80 seconds left in regulation. Belgium by 6. Van Rossum goes inside, loses the ball. And now Ukraine. If they score here, whether we'll see a Belgian timeout is quite a possibility. But Belgium extending their defense, 10 on the shot clock, and the foul. Now that's the 4th foul. Foul by Quinton Serron. That's not a bad foul, actually, because just under a minute to go. Belgium are in the penalty if they need one, and that's an offensive foul against Ukraine. And it's number 6, it's Alexander Michuler. And he's laid an opponent out, and that opponent, Sam Van Rossum. Let's have a look. Well, okay, the contact was in the contact within the. Well, he knocked the wind out of Sam Van Rossum. He's saying he didn't. And that's both teams in the penalty now. And EA will inbound when Sam Rossum has regained his composure. Taboo. Taboo running the clock. Shot clock on 9. Now is not the time to foul by Ukraine. Taboo inside for no points, no rebound either. And it's Ukraine who get the rebound. 30 seconds. That's got to go in. Oh, it rolled around and out. And we have a foul. And Ukraine had to foul. The looks on the bench players of Ukraine, the looks speak volumes. It's a 2-shot foul. Pierre-Antoine Guillet, the Belgian Player of the Year 2015, on the foul line. He's on 13 points. And that has quite possibly iced it for Belgium. And look at the faces of the Ukraine bench players. They know they squandered a 14-point lead in the first half. And 2 from 2 for Guillet. Timeout Ukraine. Something about a saloon, the last drink somewhere. What has Coach Eugene Murzin got in the miracle category? 25 seconds remaining in the 4th period. Belgium lead Ukraine by 8. Both teams in the penalty. And if things go even vaguely wrong now, Coach Castile still has 2 timeouts.
Axel, inbounds.
Well, the bench scoring a few minutes ago was 31-8 in favour of Belgium. The Ukraine bench has come off and done a great job getting themselves back into the game. Do you think now possibly the time to bring Jerome Randall and Kirilo Pyshenko in there?
But we don't know for a trap. We put you in the middle of the floor and we don't know. 1, 2, 3. Yes, good.
Well, Coach Murzin there, the scowl. It is Ukraine possession. They've got 25 seconds to try and overcome an 8-point deficit. They need to score pretty quickly. Well, they get the rebound and the foul by Taboo. It's a 2-shot foul. Jonathan Taboo 9 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 fouls. Make that 3 fouls. Well, the big guy's coming back in. I think Fishenko just issued instructions to the shooter to miss the second one. Yeah. There was definitely a signal there. There it is. And it's Belgian possession. Well, Fishenko is saying, or rather Zaitsev is saying, I didn't touch it. The referee, they've been asking the referee to consult the monitor. I don't think he's going to. He knows very well that Ukraine knocked that ball out of bounds. Cavell to inbound. Yeah, dead right. 16 seconds, and there's the foul. Well, I don't think the clock should have moved there. Or at least about 1/10 of a second. It actually moved a second. But 2 shots now to Belgium. Well, the Belgian players can pack their suitcases and move off to Lille unless we see something miraculous happen in Ukraine's favour in these dying seconds of the 4th period. Sam van Rossum hits the first. It's back to an 8-point lead. The Belgian fans celebrating. That's going to miss by a long way. And it is Ukraine possession. You know, a great thing about this Belgian win, Linda, is that Liège is very close to the Belgian border. They'll invite a lot of Belgian fans to see their team in the last 16 of Eurobasket. There are a lot of Belgian fans here actually looking around, probably about 200. Let's hope for a few thousand when they get to Lille. Fishenko. The 3-pointer goes up and out, and that is Ukraine ball again with 1.8 seconds remaining. So we'll try and work that out for you as the evening progresses. 3 goes up and out, and Belgium have beaten Ukraine 79-71, and it is the Belgian Lions who go to Lille for the second round of Eurobasket 2015. It's been a tough tournament indeed for Ukraine. Their record, 1 win, 4 losses. That 1 win was when they beat the host nation 75-74. But cast your mind back to day 1 of this first phase. They lost by 1 point, 68-69 to Lithuania. Such close margins in this Group D here in Riga. Group D of Eurobasket 2015. Well, the celebrations for Belgium, not quite the celebrations we saw when they beat Lithuania by 1 point with that Lewiecki tip-in on the buzzer, but joyous scenes nevertheless. It is Belgium who will go to Lille for the second round of Eurobasket 2015 as Ukraine trudge off to the locker room thinking what might have been. All credit to the Belgian bench. They came off and did a wonderful job, outscoring the Ukrainian bench at one stage 31 points to 8. There are the rebounds. And despite the fact that Ukraine won the battle on the boards 45-33, it is Belgium who progressed to the second round. 12 turnovers there by Ukraine. That hurts when you're losing a close game. Big double-double for Fishenko and Pierre-Antoine Guillet, number 13, 15 points and 3 rebounds. Steals, 1 for Tabou, 1 for Mishula. 1 block from Matt Lewiecki, who came hot at the right time. 2 3-pointers for Matt Lewiecki after a very, very quiet first 3 quarters. Again, they're the scorers. Lipovic chipped in with 10 points for Ukraine. The final score, as you see at the bottom of your screen there, Belgium trooping off to the press conference and the locker room, where they will no doubt have a nice little drink to celebrate. 71 to Ukraine, but 79 to Belgium. Well, don't forget, there's a second game to come tonight, and the third, of course. The second game, this place should be rocking, because it is Latvia against Estonia next. And we'll try and work out who is going to play who in Lille, or at least we'll give you the possibilities. Remember, Latvia play Estonia. Estonia with one win so far, but they can still progress to Lille with a big win. Latvia, we'll work it out that they will progress as well with a win. They're 2-2 at the moment. And Estonia 1-3 after that dramatic loss last night against Lithuania. Just remind you, we'll see you again in time for the second game. And one team here is definitely gone to Lille. Belgium, they join Lithuania and the Czech Republic. And we've got 3 teams now definitely going to Lille from Group D. Who is going to be the 4th? You'll find out later.
Team Belgium won this game.